The panel today is about the state of the journalism industry, and we got 3 former posties who are eminently qualified to talk about that, to talk about their experiences and where journalism is right now.
The faculty at Columbia and some other people did a long state of the industry paper last year that they printed in the Columbia Journalism Review not long ago, which also said that there's some things that journalists could do to improve the situation. And I'll just name 2 of them, and then I'll cede the floor to my colleagues. One was that the websites need to get better. The websites really suck. A lot of them are stagnant. They don't move. They're not dynamic. They don't take advantage of the web. They don't update fast enough. The journalism, is kind of not gotten out of the mind of like a 24-hour news cycle. I mean, not gotten out of the mind of a one-time snapshot news cycle. It needs to be more dynamic, that they could exploit the web for its broadcast platform possibilities.
One thing that drives me crazy and really frustrates us in the online is that just the quality. One site did a slideshow of foxy ladies with moles. That kind of stuff we're trying to compete with, and it's really alarming. And that's we're trying to cover the election, and people are reading about foxy ladies with moles. So that's one of the big challenges we face, is to try to do things that might be clicky and trafficky, but also smart.
Right. I think you gotta like the foxy lady with moles, and you gotta use her to pay for a reporter who's going to do Me Lie or Watergate.
And you might expect me to be the last guy on this panel who would be Miss Mary Sunshine, but I'm here today to tell you that I think there's a bright future for us. And the fact is, we have more eyeballs on our content now than we've ever had. Come September, the Dispatch is going small. What we did was we took November 29th, this entire paper, and we put it in this. It's all here. The first thing people are going to ask is, what'd you cut? Nothing. In fact, we added some things.
Is the font size the same?
Font size is the same.
How many stories are on the front now? Do you remember?
Well, we generally have 5.
Yeah.
Here, it depends on how you define a story. we have a traditional start, and we have 3 summaries. So it's a 4-story front.
May I say that it still takes a human being with a notepad and a pencil talking to another human being to get the story out, whether it's in a newspaper or on the web, or on television or on radio. You still have to have those reporters.
But if the business plan and the business fundamentals aren't there,
Right.
I've watched for the last, I feel like I've been inside of a toilet bowl for the last 6 months. I'm just waiting for the total collapse. And some papers are making the right decision, some companies are, and some of them are just throwing up their hands and just waiting until the last dime can be milked out before they close up shop.
Well, I challenge you all. Don't let that happen. Don't let this collapse that she's talking about happen.
Well, what might happen is, if it gets bad enough, and enough newspapers close, and enough reporters go out of business, the market will reinvent itself. There will be somebody who will want to pay again for good journalism, and it will build slowly.
Do you think we've done a good job explaining to readers what's happening to us?
No.
They can see it, obviously, but do we have a responsibility to do some investigative journalism on ourselves so that we can tell readers, here's the horizon that we're looking at?
And why it's important.
Right. What should we do? How should we do that?
Would you run that story in the front of your paper? This is one.
The state of the industry, is that what you're talking about?
I'd run the story if it was good. If you did the story a right way, it could be a very powerful story.